Okay. Yes. So we've been doing simple interest and compound interest. And yesterday we started with compound interest. We saw some important concepts from compound interest. Okay, we saw how to calculate the compound interest and amount. Then we saw how to calculate the other things if one is given to us, how to calculate the time period T, how to calculate the rate. Okay, we saw all of that. Now today's class, we are going to try out some questions from the difference, okay, where we have to find out the difference between simple and compound interest, and we'll also check out where we are given the difference and we have to find out the principal. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Find, this is our question, the difference between SI and CI. Okay. Now, in questions such as these, we'll be given what? We'll be given the amount, okay? The principal is suppose 12,000. Okay, then rate I have 20%. Time I have 6 months. T is for simple interest and N is for the compound interest, okay? But T or N both are the same thing. T we use in the SI, N we use in the CI, okay? Then conversion period, compounded, half yearly. Come on, let's find out the SI. Find out the SI. Simple interest. What I have done, I have used 0.5, okay, for what? 0.5 for what? This is my for SI, okay? For simple interest, all right? And 1 for what? CI, okay? Because we know compound interest, we do 2n, okay? Raised to the power 2n. Multiply the n with 2.
For SI also will it become half?
For SI also, would it become half? SI, it is half. Simeon, for SI, it's already half, but we don't multiply it with 2. Okay? For SI, we don't multiply it with 2. Okay? Into 2. We don't do for SI. CI, we do this thing. Okay? I want to remove the point. Yes, 1200 is correct, Simeon. Okay? So it became 100 into 10. Okay, now we just cancel. Cancel, 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 and cancel. Okay. We will get 1200. Okay. Now, moving on to the calculation of compound interest. Okay. Now, compound interest, first you find the amount. Find the amount with the amount formula. A is equals to P 1 plus R by 2 by 100 raised to the power 2n. Okay. Try this out. 12,000. 1 plus R by 2, 20 by 2, 10 by 100. N is 0 0.5. 0 0.5 into 2, 1. Okay, raised to the power 1. Or you can just use it, write it as it is. Take the LCM. 1200 into 110 upon 100. 110 upon 100. Cancel the zeros. Multiply. Multiply. 1200 with 11. 13,200. Find out the CI. CI E minus P. 13,200 minus principal. Minus principal. How much? 1200. A second, give me a minute. Hmm. 1200. Okay, now find the difference.
Ma'am, 0.
Yes, very good. Both of your difference will be Ci minus Si. So we have 1200 minus 1200, which is 0. Okay. So we have the answer 0. Alright. Any doubt in this question? See, sometimes it might be that the compound interest and simple interest both we might get the same answer in both the things. It might be possible that we get the same answer. Okay, so that time the difference becomes 0. Okay, that time the difference becomes 0. Also, when we calculate simple interest, okay, this was a major, like when you like this thing, a major thing that you have to keep in mind always, that in simple interest, if we have half yearly or if we have quarterly in the question, okay, like in this question, half yearly is given, okay, but that thing is not related to simple interest. Simple interest will be calculated as it is, okay. All the values of simple interest will be taken as it is, but compound interest we use the compounded half yearly, okay, r by 2, okay, time into 2 or time into 4, okay, or r by 4. All that things we do in the compound interest. Simple interest formula is one formula in every case, PRT by 100 as it is, okay. So don't break the rate or the time or anything when we calculate the SI. All right. Clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you all written and shall we move forward?
Yes.
Okay. Let's.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now comes the question where you will be given the difference. Okay. Where you will be given the difference. But you have to find out what? You have to find out the
P.
principal. Okay. You have to find out the P. Let's take one question and do. Rate 10%. Time period. Two years. Conversion period. Conversion period is basically compounded. Okay. Compounding period. Okay, this is yearly. Okay. And the difference between CI and SI. CI minus SI. 150. Okay. And we have to calculate the principal. Principal. We have to find out. Okay. Now one formula I taught you all. One formula I had taught you all.
Yes, ma'am.
That is known as the difference formula. Okay.
Ma'am,
But
equal to P. P into 1. P into R by 100 to the power of N.
yes, that is right. Difference equals to P into R by 100 raised to the power N. Okay. Now, this formula, only use it when you have difference value and P you have to calculate. Okay.
The screen is stuck.
Am I audible?
Yes, but the screen is stuck. It's only showing up the difference equals P into.
Hello, you're for me. Can you hear me now, guys? Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
So, now repeat your question, please. My network
Yes, we
was
can hear
down.
you.
I was just saying that it got stuck, so we couldn't see anything. Now it's fine.
It got stuck. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, my network was down. P into R by 100 raised to the power n. Okay. This is a difference formula. Now, put the values in it. Difference, we have 150 equals to principal, I don't know. Rate, I have how much?
Ma'am?
Rate, I have 10. Yes,
Ma'am,
Cedric.
ma'am, is it 15,000?
Is it 15,000? Yes, 15,000 is the answer. Okay. Now, it says that R upon 100 into raised to the power 2. So we can do 150 equals to P into 10 upon 100 into 10 upon 100. Cancel. Okay. So we have multiply now. 150 equals to P into 10 into 10 100. 1 into 1 is 1. 1 upon 100. Okay. P equals to 1 upon 100. Now P into 1. P and 1 is in multiplication. Okay. So can we write it like this? 150 equals to P upon 100. Yes, we can write it as P upon 100. Okay. Then what we do? We do cross multiply these two values. Okay. So it becomes P equals to 150 into 100.
Ma'am, a reciprocal.
Reciprocal, yes. Reciprocal. 15,000. Okay. P equals to 15,000. All right. So now this difference formula, if my conversion period, okay, if my compounding is done half yearly, this was annually, okay, then the formula becomes difference is equals to P into R by 2 by 100 raised to the power 2n, okay, for half yearly. Okay, if it's quarterly, same like the amount formula, here also the formula becomes difference equals to P into R by 4 by 100 raised to the power 4n. Okay, this way the formula changes in the half yearly and the quarterly. Okay, got it? Now, one very important thing to keep in mind to remember is that this formula is only used when difference is given to us. In principle, we have to find out. This formula is the formula for principle. Okay, the formula for principle when difference is given to you. Okay, when difference is given. Okay, that time to calculate the principal, this formula is used. All right. Now, that difference, okay, like don't get confused again. The difference between SI and CI is not used, is not calculated with this formula. Okay, but when we have to find out the difference between the SI and CI, what we do? We use the SI formula for SI, CI formula, amount formula for CI. Okay, we separately calculate them both and then subtract the simple interest from the compound interest to find the difference. Okay, the previous question that we just tried out. So that is different thing. Okay, and this is a different thing. Now, anything else? Any doubts from these two concepts that you want to ask? You can ask me right now.
No.
No? Okay. Anaya, any doubts? Okay. So with this, we have finished with the revision of the ninth chapter. Okay. Now I want you all to go through this chapter. Okay. Start preparing for your half yearly paper. All right. It will be out on the 23rd, and you'll have time. Okay. But you cannot hear me, Anaya. Check your network once. Are the others able to hear me? The rest of y'all? So me and
We are
Edric?
able to hear you.
Okay. Okay. And I think I'm unable to hear you, and your voice is breaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Huh?
Can hear you now. And what? Can you hear me now, Anaya? My
Yes,
voice is
now I
audible?
can hear you.
Okay. All right. So
What were you explaining?
I was telling y'all that start preparing for the paper. Okay, only open the paper when you are sitting to do it. All right. Only open the paper when you have time to do it, when you are sitting to do it. Okay, don't open it um at once. Yes, Edric?
Ma'am, you have to do it in 2 sittings.
No, one sitting only. Okay, no two sittings, one sitting itself. Okay, 3 hour paper it will be. One sitting only you have to do. Okay, no two sittings, no going here and there in between. Okay, follow the time limit. Follow the strict time limit. After 3 hours, you're gonna stop. Okay, doesn't matter if the paper is left. Okay, if one or two questions are left. All right, after 3 hours, you will stop writing. Okay, all right.
Ma'am,
So, yes,
ma'am, is 80 mark paper?
um, yes, I think 80 marks paper. Yes, it's gonna be an 80 mark. Yes, Anaya.
You said that before we sit to do the paper for 3 hours, you said we can take 5 minutes to just look through the paper.
Yes, that time you can look through the paper, okay, for 5 minutes before you sit doing it. But don't do like today you've seen the paper, okay, then after 4 days you are doing it. All right, in between you also open the book. That thing I don't want, okay. If you are doing the paper, you want to revise before you revise, okay, and later after you've done the revising and all and you're ready to open the paper. Okay, keep the book aside, everything aside, no looking in the book or anything. No, Edric, no two sittings, one sitting only. It's gonna be okay. Strictly I'm telling you all, one sitting only it will be. Any other doubts regarding the regarding anything, any syllabus or any questions regarding test, you can just ask me.
And we're on holidays till the 8th of Jan, right?
Yes, before 8th of Jan. Okay. After 8th Jan, I won't be accepting it. All right. From 8th Jan, I won't be accepting it. Before 8th Jan, you have to do and submit me. Okay. Extended the date a week more. Okay. So that your functions and programs, everything are over and you can do the paper. You can find the time and do the paper. So send it to me, science and maths both. Okay. Anaya, you please attempt both the papers. Okay. Science paper also. All
Okay.
right. Yeah. Attempt the science paper as well. And Simi and Abraham also science paper. They are going to do. Edric is going to do the math paper. Zara, I'll be giving her some more time to prepare the chapters, the previous chapters, which she has not attended the classes of. Okay, so that's it. Then when we'll meet after the holidays, next week on, you are having your breaks, okay? You're having the Christmas breaks are starting from the 23rd. And when we'll be meeting next, after the
When?
breaks, we'll start with the new chapter.
Month?
Okay?
6th.
6th, yeah. Yes, yes. We are going to start with a new chapter. Okay. Okay, then, Edric and I, that's all for the math class today.
Okay,
See you all. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Merry Christmas, ma'am. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. Bye.
Bye. Miss you.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Is there
Okay.
science class now?
It is there, Simeon. It's there. Okay. 2 minutes break for you, and then we'll have the science class. We'll do a revision of the 5th chapter. Okay, let's begin. Next, we have the 5th chapter, that is biological processes 2. Okay, before this, we talked about the 4th chapter. Okay, again, biological processes. about various systems, okay, respiration, digestion, excretion, and everything. This chapter is about reproduction in animals, okay. Now, reproduction is giving birth to new species, okay, giving birth to young ones. And it is of two types, okay. This reproduction is of two types, okay. Those are sexual and asexual reproduction. All right. Now, what happens? Sexual reproduction, okay, is done when male and female seeds are produced in their reproductive organs. This is known as gametes, and it leads to the formation of zygote. Okay, it leads to the formation of zygote, and this zygote thing develops to form a new organism. Okay, so this type of reproduction, where the fusion of male and female gametes takes place, is known as sexual reproduction. Okay, this is male. Okay, and we have male gametes, and the fusion takes place okay, and gives birth to leads to the formation of zygote, and this zygote develops into a new organism. Okay, now an example of sexual reproduction. Okay, so before we get into that, we'll see about the reproduction, okay, or about the reproductive organs of male and female. So in the reproductive organs of male, okay, it consists of a pair of testes, two vas deferens, and one penis. These organs are present on the outer part of the body cavity. Okay, male gametes, which are also called sperms, are produced in the testes. All right, sperms which are responsible for the fusion, okay, with the female egg, which leads to the formation of a zygote. All right, sperms are very small. Each sperm consists of a head, middle piece, and a tail. Lakhs of them are continuously formed in the testes. These enter the vas deferens from the testes, but they cannot exit the testes by themselves. They can exit only by the relaxation and contraction of the muscles of the testes. Okay, this is this thing an image of a sperm. Okay, it has a head, all right, a tail, and a middle part. The sperms cannot move forward by themselves in seminal vesicles also. All right. So when the vas deferens, it has this moment of relaxation and contraction, then they are pushed forward or they move forward. During this journey, the sperms become completely mature. The mature sperms from the vas deferens enter the penis. Before entering it, the secretions from two different glands mix with the sperms. The mixing of these fluids in sperms forms semen. Okay. Now the body absorbs the semen, which is not discharged of the body at the time of ejaculation. In this manner, every day lakhs of sperms are formed and destroyed in the body of male. Okay. Hope this part's clear to you. Next up, we have the female reproductive organs. They are present in the lower abdominal part, okay, or the pelvis of the female. The female reproductive organ consists of ovaries, fallopian tube, and oviducts, and a uterus. Okay. Now, the ovaries are about the size of almonds. Okay. These are situated a little below the waist. Female gametes, ovum, are produced in the ovaries. These female gametes are very small. Okay. Now, there's a regular cycle of maturation of the female gametes. Cycle is of about 28 days. During this cycle, one ovum matures and it comes out of the ovary. Okay, now, like the sperms, ovum is also unicellular, means only one cell is there. Okay, now one tube each arises from each side above the womb. These are called oviducts. Okay, these are called oviducts. The second end of the oviduct is near the ovary. Okay, there it looks like a claw. Okay, these are the ends. Okay, which looks like a claw. Okay, now every month one mature ovum is released by any one of the ovaries. This movement, this ovum is released out of the ovary. The claw-like oviduct sucks it inside itself. In this manner, ovum released from the ovaries reach the uterus. Okay, here from here it releases an ovum. Okay, and it comes here. All right. So the lower part of the uterus is open and called the neck of the uterus, situated somewhat above the vagina. The menstrual blood flows out of it every month. Okay. Now, how a child is conceived, we have fertilization. All right. What happens during copulation? The male releases its semen at the mouth of the vagina. This semen consists of not one or two, but thousands of sperms. They reach the uterus and the oviducts above it by swimming with the help of their tail. Okay. If any mature ovum is present there at that time, then the sperm fuses with it. Okay. The fusion takes place. All right. But only one of the laxosperms can enter the ovum. Okay. Laxosperm and like enter, but only one of it, the fusion takes place. The ovum and sperm fuse and become one cell. Okay, they fuse and become one cell, and this is called a zygote. Okay, and the rest of the sperms are destroyed. This process of fusion of a sperm and ova is known as fertilization. Okay, this is an important thing. Okay, fertilization is basically the fusion of both of these cells to become a zygote. All right, now the zygote formed as a result of fertilization enters the uterus and sticks to its wall, and implantation takes place. Okay, it enters the uterus and sticks to its wall. Okay, so that is called implantation. Now we have various types of fertilizations. Okay, two types are there. We have internal fertilization and external fertilization. Okay, internal fertilization takes place in animals like man, cow, goat, dog, hen, pigeon, lizard, etc. Okay, so what happens in internal fertilization? The fusion of both of these cells takes place inside the body of the female animal. Okay. But in external fertilization, the fertilization takes place out of the body of the female animal. Okay. For example, frog, fish, and other animals living in water. Okay. We know that the female egg lays thousands of eggs in water. Okay. And they have a jelly-like covering. Okay, it keeps them together and protects them, this covering. Now, when a female lays the eggs, okay, the male frog releases its sperms, okay, which swim in water and they reach the egg, enter the egg and fertilize it. Okay, rest of the sperms and ova are either destroyed or they become food for other animals. In this manner, the fertilization of frog takes place outside in water, okay, not inside the female frog, but in the water, and therefore we call it external fertilization. Okay, now next is the development of the embryo. As a result of fertilization, a zygote or fertilized egg is formed. Okay, and this zygote develops into embryo. Okay, a small spherical mass of cells is formed as a result of continuous divisions of the zygote. After some time, the cell gets divided into many groups. The various groups of cells later on form different organs and tissues. The structure thus developed is called embryo. Okay, now the zygote divides itself into many cells, and these cells then come together to form different organs and different tissues. Okay, and then it develops. This is many cells. Okay, this is zygote. Then it becomes embryo. All right, it gets developed into embryo. All right, then in men and other animals which give birth to young ones, this embryo attaches to the wall of the uterus and gradually completes its development. The state of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called fetus. Okay, basically these parts where you can identify the body parts, okay, is known as fetus. The mother gives birth to the child after the complete development of the child. The internal fertilization takes place in hen also, but they lay eggs instead of giving birth to young ones. Okay, the development of the young ones of the birds, the eggs, takes place outside their body in the egg. Okay, so in hens, the zygote continuously divides immediately after fertilization, keeps on moving down the oviduct. As the zygote moves down to the oviduct, a hard layer starts accumulating on the zygote, okay, that is the eggshell. When this hard layer is completely formed, okay, means when the egg is completely ready, okay, the hard layer is the outer layer of the egg, okay, that is completely formed, then the hen lays the egg. It's about 3 weeks for the chick to form inside the egg. Okay, now egg is outside, the hen sits on it to give it warmth. Okay, so after 3 weeks from the laying of the egg, the chick is formed inside it. Okay, and heat is essential for the development of chick inside the egg. Therefore, the hen sits on the eggs and provides heat to the egg. When chick is fully developed, then it breaks open the hard shell of the egg and comes out. In animals showing external fertilization, the development of the embryo takes place out of the body of the female. The embryo develops inside the protective covering of the egg, okay, of the hen and the birds. After the complete development, they hatch out. Okay, the chicks hatch out. Now we have two types of animals, that are viviparous animals and oviparous animals. Okay, now there are two types of animals which give birth to young ones, okay, and sometimes those types of animals which which lays eggs, okay. So those animals which directly give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals, okay, and those which lay eggs are known as oviparous animals, okay. Frog, lizard, hen, butterfly, and other birds and insects are oviparous, but cow, goat, okay, humans are all viviparous. All right. Now, development of adult from young one. The young ones of animals keep on developing until they become adults, but in some animals, young ones are quite similar to the adults, but in some animals, the young ones are entirely different. Okay, frog, this happens in frog, okay. The young one looks entirely different from the frog. All right, okay. So, the three different stages of young one to adult are seen in the frog. Okay, we have the egg, okay. It starts with the egg, then it becomes a tadpole. Okay, it becomes a tadpole, and then that tadpole grows the hands and feet and becomes the frog. Okay, so it turns into frog, and also in the same way, silkworm. Okay, they lays egg. Okay, then the egg out of the egg larva emerges. Okay, this is larva, and this larva forms a pupa. Okay, means from its, I think from its mouth, thread they secrete, okay, which then wraps around it into into layers and forms a hard outer covering, okay, that thread. And then inside that thing, okay, inside that whole covering, its development slowly takes place. Its development takes place, okay. And then when it emerges out of it, okay, it becomes a butterfly, okay, or adult silkworm. All right, it is interesting to note that the color, structure, and behavior of every stages different. All right. So it means that the young ones of silkworm and frog undergo many changes, and only after that they look like adult animals. This type of conversion from young ones to adults is known as metamorphosis. Okay, metamorphosis. Human beings also undergo many changes from childhood to adulthood. Okay, but we don't have metamorphosis, but yeah, changes do take place in us as well. Now, there are different changes such as height and weight. Okay, then for the IQ also, for intelligence and knowledge. Okay, and some physical changes are there that takes place in both the men and female. Okay, changes both have sudden increase in height. Okay, now, girls have physical changes such as change in the structure of the body and development of breasts, while boys develop a cracking voice. Okay, the voice becomes bold. Then, in girls, we have broadening of hips, whereas in boys, we have growth of facial hair, mustache, beard. Okay, then in both of them, we have the growth of hair under the arms and pubic area. Then we have physical changes, girls, development of reproductive organs, in boys, development of penis reproductive organs. Okay, then girls changes onset of menstrual cycle. We start a menstrual cycle, whereas boys go through the discharge of semen. Then the girls, the eruption of pimples, and boys also eruption of pimples and acne. Okay, in their teenage. So these are all the changes that happens. Okay, some of them occur while we are 11 to 12 years. Some occur while we are 12 to 17 or 18 years. Okay, so the physical changes are there. Then some mental changes are also there. Okay, that takes place inside both male and female. Okay, so mental changes are different feelings, different emotions. Okay, or we can say that heightened emotions we feel when we are in this teenage. Okay, heightened emotions can be of anger, can be of fear, embarrassment, dismay, hesitation, okay, confusion, and peevishness, shyness. Okay, we start perceiving things. Okay, we also start, if we are feeling something, we feel it extremely. Okay, if it's anger, it's going to be extreme. Whatever it is, whatever emotions, we feel extreme of it. Okay, so that is there. Then why do these changes take place? Why do they happen? Now, these changes happen because we have some glands in the body, and the glands secrete some special chemicals which are known as hormones. Okay, when there is hormonal changes takes place, changes happening inside us. Okay, when certain hormones are released in us, then we act in this way. Okay, then the changes also takes place inside us. Now, some hormones regulate the amount of sugar, salt, water, and calcium in the body, while some hormones cause change in the reproductive organs. Hormones, they also affect our mental state. Okay, in everyone, hormones are produced according to the need of his or her body. When and how much of the hormone is to be produced is determined by a special gland. This gland is called the pituitary gland. Yesterday, the chapter we studied about the pituitary master gland, okay, which controls all the other glands, okay, and all the other hormonal secretion. This gland is present in the middle of the brain. At the age of 11 to 12, this gland orders the reproductive organs to produce special hormones. Testosterone produced in the body of boys. Okay, it's produced in testes. It's responsible for the production of sperms and other changes in the body. Two hormones are produced in the body of girls, okay, which cause changes in their body. They are known as estrogen and progesterone, okay, which are produced in the ovaries. So this is about the hormones. Next is about the determination of the sex of the baby. Okay, if it's a boy or a girl. All right, so chromosomes, a thing known as chromosomes, is responsible for it. Now, 46 chromosomes are present in all the cells of human body. Okay, they are present in pairs. Out of the 23 pairs of chromosomes present in man, and 22 are such that they look the same in male and female. Okay, so 23 are present in male and 23 are present in female, but 22 in male are XX chromosome, while 1 is the XY chromosome, while in female all 23 are XX chromosome. Okay, all right, so
There was
23rd.
one other textbook which had a diagram of this, and in that they were showing how the chromosome looked and why it is called XX, because the shape
Okay,
is like an X.
because the shape is like an X. Okay, yes, we can say that. Right. So now what happens? The 23rd pair in male consists of two different chromosomes, XY. In females, the 23rd pair consists of the same chromosome, XX. Their structure is also different. One is the X chromosome, but the other is the Y chromosome. Okay. Now, this 23rd pair of male determines whether a boy or girl will be born. Okay. A child also possesses 23 pairs of chromosomes, of which half of the chromosomes come from the mother and the other half comes from the father. On their combination, the child gains 23 pairs of chromosomes. All the chromosomes from the mother are X, but from the 23rd pair of the father, either X or Y chromosome will be sent in to the child because, I don't know, it's the child because only he possesses the Y chromosome. Okay, if it's a boy, all right, then from the father he will get that one pair of XY chromosome. Okay, and the rest of the chromosomes he's getting from the mother and father will be all XX chromosomes. If she's a girl, okay, if a female is born, girl is born, then from the father also she'll get all the XX, and the mother also she'll get the XX. So altogether, in her 23 pairs of chromosomes, the girl is going to have all the XX chromosomes. But if it's a boy is born, he is going to have 22 XX and one XY chromosome. Okay. So now what happens?
So there is, in the
Yes,
book
Simran.
I was reading about it, like in that textbook, they were
Mhm.
saying that there's some process called meiosis or mitosis or something in which the chromosome pairs are separated and only one of each pair. So there's a pair of XY and XX, and when they are separated, only one chromosome from each pair comes. So 23 of there are 23 pairs in the mother, but there are 46 chromosomes, and only 23 of the chromosomes will come, and they're all X. But from the father, it can be a Y or it can be an X.
Yes, Simeon, that is right. From the mother, only the X chromosome will come, okay, because the mothers only have the X chromosome. But from the father, when it comes, it can be an X chromosome or it can be a Y chromosome. Okay, that is the thing. All right, see, from if this is the father, okay, and this is the mother, okay, if from the father X chromosome comes, mother also X chromosome comes, okay, then what happens? We have XX chromosome, which is female, okay, a girl will be born, okay, but if from the father, from instead of like I'll make this one here, okay, okay, if from the father's X pair of XY, Y chromosome comes, and from the mother X chromosome comes, then it becomes XY chromosome, and the male or the boy is born. Okay, XY. All right. So this is how chromosomes affect the birth of a male or female, affect the birth of a boy or girl. Okay. So that is it. Then we have asexual reproduction. Okay, sexual reproduction takes place, okay, when there is no like when their reproductive organs are not involved in it. Okay, but reproduction in hydra we have, which is an example. Okay, now hydra takes place, the new buds are formed from the part of the hydra itself. Okay, from the bud of the hydra plant itself, it grows and then it's separated and then planted. Okay, from its own body part, hydra reproduces. Similarly, in amoeba, it divides its cell into two. Okay, it elongates and splits, dividing, making two amoeba. Okay, so and then again the two amoeba, the cell like elongates and splits, making again two amoeba. So becomes four amoeba out of one, and then it keeps on dividing like that. So that is how reproduction in amoeba takes place. Again, both of them are asexual reproduction. Okay, now in plants also, like this was the reproduction that happened in animals. Plants also we have reproduction, and again they undergo the two methods, asexual and sexual reproduction. Okay, asexual reproduction, the plants form without seeds, but in sexual reproduction, new plants grow by seeds only. Okay, asexual reproduction. Okay, what happens, like it is, like I said, that they grow without the seeds by different methods. One is vegetative propagation. Okay, so in vegetative propagation, the vegetative part of the plant, which are root, shoot, leaf, or bud, okay, may give rise to a new plant. All right, that is called vegetative reproduction. The part of the branch or trunk which gives rise to new leaf is called anode. Okay, is called anode. Now, for looping branches are cut from the anode. This cut part is known as loop. Loop is placed in the soil, keeping part of it above the soil. After some days, roots and shoots are grown in this loop, making it a new plant. Okay, rose, temple tree, apple, peach, etc. can be grown with this method. Okay, okay, can you see the leaves grow, new small plants growing on the leaves of this plant? Okay, and this also, I think it's ginger. All right, the green thing is cut and then planted back into the soil. Okay, so this is asexual reproduction. Okay, now importance of vegetative propagation. Plants can be grown in less time. Okay, plants in flowers and fruit also appear in a short time. All right, and the new plants are similar to the parent plant. These are the importance of vegetative reproduction. Then we have budding. Now, many microscopic plants are unicellular, for example, yeast, okay, and they can reproduce rapidly under favorable conditions. All right, how does that happen? From the time of its formation, one end of the unicellular plant starts to grow, okay, and developing a structure called a bud. Okay, and this bud, it breaks. Can you see from here? It was the main thing, and from here, it grew to here, creating a bud-like thing. Okay, and then they're separated. One is here, and the other one is here. Okay, and this top part is then separated, and it becomes that new organism, which then again grows. Okay, so this is the chain of buds is formed, and they are formed in a small period of time. Okay, this division of cell is taking place again here also in the bud separately. Okay, so the other organism, the other part of the organism is formed. Okay, now this is also asexual reproduction. Then we have fragmentation. Okay, this is algae. Okay, the fragmentation divides itself into fragments. Okay, and those fragments again divides itself into two or more parts, and then they keep like spreading. The fragments keep spreading, and then the process keeps repeating itself. All right, fragments divide. Okay, divides and then splits, and then again forms fragments. Okay, the split parts grows and form fragments, and then they again split, and this process keeps going on while algae grows. Then we have sporogenesis, where they have different spores. Okay, they have different spores. All right. This is examples are fungi, foreign algae. Okay. Reproduction in fungi takes place through spores. The fungi and the flatbread are black structures. These are known as sporangium. Spores are found in sporangium. The outer layer ruptures and many spores are released. Okay, everywhere. These spores are very light, so the air carries them far off. They are covered with a hard outer layer, and this protects them from high temperature, low temperature, etc. You must have seen those plants now with the white spores kind of things. When the air comes, they all just blow away. Okay, so when these blow away and then they comes in contact with the soil, okay, and then with the right conditions, when they find, they start growing that plant. Okay, those are mostly wild plants, okay, grown without any kind of human care or any kind of extensive care. Okay, so they germinate in favorable conditions and give rise to new organisms. Okay, then sexual reproduction in plants. Okay, we have in the parts of the plants, they have two different types of again, male reproductive organs in plants known as andrecium, female reproductive organs in plants known as gynoecium. Okay, so now again, two types of flowers are there: unicellular flowers, okay, which only have either the andrecium or the gynoecium. Okay, and they are called unisexual because either they're the female plant or the male plant. Okay, then we have the bisexual flowers which have both the andrecium and the gynoecium. Okay, examples are mustard, hibiscus, rose, sunflower, etc. Okay, now male and female unisexual flowers may be present on the same plant or on different plants. For example, papaya, male and female flowers are present on different plants, but in maize, the male and female flowers are present on the same plant. Okay, now androecium, in each type of flower, the number of stamens is different. It consists of anther and filament. Okay, the center part of it. Okay, this center part of it. Okay, the top part, this is the anther. Okay, and this neck is known as the filament. Okay, this is androecium. Then comes the gynoecium. Okay, this part, bottom part, is known as the gynoecium. Okay, okay. One second. Anther and filament. Okay, then we have ovary is here. Okay, this middle part is known as style, and the top part of the center one is known as stigma. Okay, where did it went? Yeah. Okay, so androecium and gynoecium. Ovary contains one or more ovules. Female gametes or ova are formed in this ovule. Okay, the center part. Now, pollination. What's pollination? Okay, now the pollen grains reach the ovule via the stigma. Okay, the top center part. Through that, the pollen grains reach the ovule. This transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma is called pollination. Okay, this is known as pollination. Pollen grains are light. Okay, they reach by being carried through the air, through the water, or stuck to the body of insects. Generally, pollen grains are covered by strong envelope, which saves them from dissection, means from to split apart. Okay, then fertilization. Okay, the fusion of male and female gametes we know as fertilization. A zygote is formed as a result of this fusion. The zygote develops into an embryo. Plants also, the fusion takes place, forms a zygote, then develops into an embryo. Okay, development of fruit and seed. Then after fertilization, the ovary of the flower okay, develops into ovary of the flower develops into fruit, and all the other parts fade or fall out. Okay, the center part, this part of it, okay, this part of it, it develops into what? It develops into a fruit. Okay, while the leaves and all, while the petals and all the other things they fall out. Okay, the seed is formed from ovule. The seed contains the embryo. Okay, inside it we have the seed which contains the embryo. Embryo remains inactive in a protective environment. It germinates and gives rise to new plant in favorable condition. Okay, gives rise to new plant in favorable condition. When we have the dispersal of seed, okay, means that how the seeds are dispersed. Okay, it can happen through the air. Okay, dispersal of seeds can happen through the birds. Okay, the insects. Okay, the water. Okay, different ways are there through which the seed dispersal takes place. Okay, then some seeds and fruits float and reach from one place to another. The skin of such fruits is spongy and fibrous. They easily float in water. Example, coconut. Okay, and some are hook-like or spiny. They get attached to the animals with their help. Apart from that, seeds of fruits and vegetables are eaten by man, animals, birds, and reach far off places with their pieces. Tomato, people gourds, chickpea are good example of this. Fruits of some plants burst forcibly. The dispersal of seeds of castor and balsam takes place by this method. Okay, so this is about the dispersal of the seeds, how they are dispersed, and then they reach the plant, and then they reach the soil. They find the favorable condition, and they start to grow. Okay,
But doesn't the stomach acid like destroy the seed?
doesn't the stomach
Acid
acid does what?
destroy the seed.
Destroy the seed. Our stomach acid, some seeds, yes, okay, and some it might not be. Okay, some it might not be. In our childhood, we used to hear that don't eat the seed, don't eat that seed. It will you will be unable to digest, and it will grow a plant in your stomach. Have you heard your grandparents or parents say that to you when you were a child?
Yes.
Yes, right? So that thing is there, you'll grow a plant in your stomach, you'll grow a plant in your head. Okay. So those things are there. Some are like indigestible, but some can be digested. Okay. Okay. So this we have finished with the fifth chapter. All right. Hope everything was clear to you from this chapter. Okay. Do the diagrams. Yeah. Do the diagrams very well. Okay. Do diagrams from both these chapters thoroughly. Any of it can be asked. Okay. Any diagram can be asked. The rest of the chapters also, which are there in the test, do those diagrams well. Okay. So that's all for the class today, Simran. Now, we will meet now after the holidays. Okay. After the
So
breaks.
there's no class tomorrow?
Um,
No way. Tomorrow is Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. Saturday is there, so no class tomorrow. Okay then. Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Okay.